So the one thing though is that aside from this type of practicing of being able to like lay down bass lines or lay down melodies and improvising practice with yourself, really getting inside a song, learning everything that's going on about it, is the equipment that I do have. Now, who is the only person on stage who is not in control of their own sound? Who's the only person who, singers, guitar players, I'm going to turn up a little bit, right? Bass players, that bad EQ, I'm not really digging this. Piano players, it's piano, they can't really do anything. It's keyboard, they can do something, right? Singers, what do we got? Could I have a little more reverb could you put the highs up a little bit more? Could you take a bit of the mids out there, it's just this whole drag of a thing. Now, I used to carry a giant rig with me, and I've been getting it smaller and smaller and smaller. It just looks like more today because I have an extra component in here. But it's just really this stuff on the ground, and maybe I'm not even carrying all this, and all I want to do is I want to have my, I have a little tube amp that my microphone goes into that has phantom power. Then I go into an EQ, right? Little 7-band EQ. I have an octave pedal, I have a chorus pedal. That's my standard thing. And a reverb, right? I have a nano reverb, Elisa's nano reverb, but it broke, and I have a few more at home, so I'll just grab one of those. But this wet is pretty nice. Simple. And then loop station sometimes. I don't always perform with the loop station or take it with me, But so I have this little thing, put it on the floor, and I plug in my stuff here, and I feed a line to the house, and now I'm in charge of my own sound. I can't hear myself, turn it up. I don't have to ask anybody. I don't have to walk over somewhere else, Maybe I'm too loud, but what's the difference between a guitarist? You say, hey man, could you turn down a little bit? What's the difference? We're trying to hear ourselves. What starts to happen when we don't hear ourselves? We overcompensate. We start hurting ourselves. We're screaming, right? We're yelling to hear ourselves. Shouldn't be that way, Maybe there's some other issues involved. Maybe you would be good with ear monitors or one ear monitor in, or make sure you have good monitor placement. But the one thing that I am not a fan of is not being in control of my own sound. I am too old to not be in control of my own sound, It's a drag. It's really a drag that I want to sound the way I want to sound, and I can't do it so I started to get into this stuff. Some people think I'm crazy and I have to carry it on the road with me. It's no different really than an instrumentalist. But again, I get to concert halls and the sound men are going, oh great, we got some singer with some stuff. But then when I set it up and I know what I'm doing, they're like, okay, cool, it's fine. He knows what he's doing. I actually wanted to design and was in the process of designing a single thing that would facilitate all of my needs and make things much, much smaller. But right when it was about to go into production, the head of the company, president, died. And so my idea that I had copyrighted and everything else, looking for new investors, just no time because you're on the road and you're doing whatever you're doing. And so I'm hoping to get back on that someday. But so fundamentally, this is how I'm learning tunes. This is how I'm using this equipment. This is why I'm using this equipment. Again, I'm not necessarily using this stuff on the road all the time to perform. I do like the chorus for soloing. It gives me a kind of different sound. You guys know what a chorus is, right? So if I'm singing something just regular.
No le do so di so dim do do da do
Kind of doubles the sound.
So le do di o do din to go din do so do di le do sail down they don't do the long down ding down no later to no later no way how did see didn't
Okay, so I've shown you some of the possibilities of what I can do with this equipment when I played the first thing for you. Again, I also have used it in conjunction with live bands, which is it's a big challenge because Everyone has to hear what's coming out of that loop station. I've shown you some of the effects that I use and why I use them, and I want my EQ to sound a certain way, and how the loop station can not only be a tool for performance, but also can even be more beneficial for practice and for composing, etc., etc. Now, it's your turn. So questions you have, things that you want to talk about. I have some more things I want to talk about, but I want to maybe answer some of your questions. Yeah. He was finished.
Actually, yes, he is.
Oh, how polite. Oh yeah, Chevrolet is not dead. Go ahead.
Thank you. Do you have a recipe how to be efficient?
How to be efficient.
Yeah. Is it the word?
Yeah.
Efficient?
So as far as practicing is concerned.
Yes.
Well, again, the one thing I always like to live by is accomplish as many things as you can at one time. I want to make sure I'm working on my time. I want to make sure I'm maybe concentrating on whatever tone that I'm trying to deal with, or physical things that I'm dealing with, technique things, and also accomplishing the goal at hand, you know. When you say efficiency of time, also, when I tell you I learn a song the way I learn it, you know, it saves time, you know. Do we have a small cord that I could plug maybe my iPhone into my mixing board? What, my phone?
Yeah.
Oh, you're recording. What I need is.
But I can give you.
You have one? Yeah, you don't need to record it. It's fine.
Okay.
You have.